Hey, what is up, everybody? It's Utida, and I have a little bit of a different video than what I'm usually posting. Normally, I do gameplay and whatnot, but so I'm starting a new job, and I'm away from home. I'm down in Southern Cal. I normally live up in Northern California, so I'm a little ways from home, and I was thinking that I'd be busy this whole time, so I didn't bring my 3DS. I didn't bring anything more than my phone and like headphones, pretty much it. And there's a lot more downtime to this than I was expecting to be. So I went ahead and thought, well, I want to play video games. I got a TV and YouTube. That's pretty much all I have to entertain myself. And I've got consecutive hours in the day where I got to entertain myself. And apart from doing stuff, going to the local malls and checking stuff around, I was like, man, what should I do? So I go to a mall, and there's a GameStop. So I'm like, okay, let's go into GameStop. And I see this PS Vita. Well, I see 7 of these PS Vitas, actually, and then one slim PS Vita. So I was thinking, this system I've never owned before. And nobody I know has owned the system. So I've never gotten the chance to really explore the PS Vita. It was, of course, I would consider it a commercial failure. If a company is willing to write off the system, ignore its existence in that sense, they regret doing any of that. You know what I mean? Of course, in Japan, it's doing well enough. There's a bunch of JRPGs and indie games and whatnot. Sure. But as a AAA, what they promised to do, it never really got to that potential. So I never bought it. Not because of that reason, just because it was an expensive thing. And that's really what I think killed it. I think it was more powerful than what it needed to be, and for that reason, it was also more expensive. Also, these stupid proprietary cards here. Let's see. I bought the 4 GB version. I think this is, yeah. Bought the 4 GB version. And, that set me back $20. Okay, a 4 GB SD card would barely be a few dollars on like Amazon, probably. Not close to $20 for sure. So the fact that I spent $20 on the memory card, like I couldn't even imagine what that would have been brand new. Okay, I was looking online because I was trying to download some games. I wanted to download some games. I didn't realize most of the games would be almost a gigabyte each, which didn't really surprise me. I had high hopes, and the system kind of let me down in that sense. So I went ahead and just, said screw it. I also bought Uncharted Golden Abyss. And overall, I'm not disappointed. I definitely don't have buyer's remorse. The system is really, really nice. Like, it is in good condition. And the GameStop, like I said, I had 7 of these. And this was the only one with no scratches on the screen and no scratches on the back. Everything else... There was one that even had squiggles just scratched into the screen. I was like, you guys don't take care of this? What the frick is wrong with you? And of course, they're all pricing them at $140. So I was like, this one. And of course, there was a slim one. The slim one, however, was in perfect condition. But I figured if I'm going to go into the Vita, I'm going to go in with the OLED display. I'm going to go in with the whole shebang. Plus, I think this just looks really good. It looks really Sony, PS3, it looks very much like a Sony system. Yeah, like, this is plastic, but it looks like aluminum. These kind of get this, like, see-through, like, glass, if you could, and like it's a really good-looking system. Joysticks feel comfortable, buttons are nice and firm and clicky. Everything's just perfect about the system. So, I went into my GameStop. I ended up picking this one out. I bought the 4 GB memory card, if people want to say SD, and I bought Uncharted, the cartridge. That sent me back, in total, $135 out the door, because I had a $25 off card. This was $139 sticker price. So with my $25 off and my Elite Pro membership crap I have, I got $135 and some change out the door for this, the game, and the card. So I was really happy about that. Now, that was a few days ago. I've had this for, I've been playing it for the last few days anyway, and I am not disappointed. So So I just wanted to make a quick video and tell you kind of like first impressions and maybe a recommendation on this system. The UI is super quick, super clean, and could not be any more self-explanatory. So you have all of your applications, kind of like what you would on a smartphone, right? You get little bubbles here. So let's say if I open up like Uncharted, you get this kind of pre-page. Gives you a little page of just the game, kind of like on the PS4. You hover over an icon and you go down, you get a bunch more information. The best part is some applications have like this right here. I can see activities for this game, right? I mean, obviously, I know none of my friends own a Vita, at least not from what I'm aware of. So it's pretty much just all my trophies and stuff, and little things like that. And then of course you start the application as such. I'm not gonna start it, and this is how you close an application. And the multitasking is really nice too. So if I open up the PlayStation Store, and this is one of the things that's really nice about the system though, is like I said, you want to buy the biggest memory card you can. I was looking online, and I think a 64 gigabyte was going for about $80, I think. There was one for $89, there was one for like 60 something, like it ranges, but it's definitely closer to the 100 mark than I think it should be for a freaking memory card. So probably another reason why this didn't do so well. But there are tons of games. I mean, PlayStation Plus, I'm a member, so I get 2 free games every month, and I have a bunch of them stacked up from like the PS3 generation. So that, yeah, I get those. Besides that, there's a healthy selection of free-to-play games. If I can operate the thing here. Sorry. So there's a healthy selection of free-to-play games, stuff like Fat Princess, Get Off My Lawn. I mean, Run Sackboy Run. There's not a large amount like free-to-play. There's more on the PS4, obviously. But if you go to PS Vita games, and there's one thing that I really loved about this. So besides some of the big party games, like I bought Uncharted, I just bought Persona 4 Golden a couple days ago. I'm not starting that yet. I'm gonna play through Uncharted first. Maybe I can beat it in time and return it to GameStop. But the PlayStation Portable games, right? So if I go to, I think it's Classics, right? Yeah. If we go to Classics and browse alphabetically, P through S. If I go down, I was going through all the different games. And I noticed that there's like Star Wars, Battlefront 2, if I can find it. Star Wars Battlefront, I mean, you got like Sonic Rivals, that I actually owned on the PSP, but I never got to play Sonic Rivals 2, so maybe I'll do that, you know, like there's all these games here. Star Wars the Mega Bundle, Battlefront Elite, Clone Wars, Battlefront 2, Renegade Squad, and this one I own on the PSP at home. I mean, I'm not going to pay $10, but the problem with these is, let's say I wanted Battlefront 2. So 668 megabytes required out of 300 something megabytes, and you have to think a 4 gigabyte card is not a lot of money or a lot of memory when it comes to these games. So that's the downfall. Now, one thing I do like is the multitasking on here. So let's say we have the PlayStation Store, and let's say we open up settings as well, right? Go back home. So one thing that I like is that you can use the shoulder buttons to kind of, right, use the L and R's, boom, boom, boom. But just that swiping, right? This is how you swipe between them. And you see little icons up here to see what's open. Or if you press the home button, you can see pages. Well, if I had multiple pages, right? You'd see pages and pages of whatever. Of course, there's advertisements everywhere. So, like, if you open up the PlayStation Store tab, you see things here. Some of them allow you to swipe down, some of them don't. But just overall, the user interface is really good. The build quality is really good. If you have some money for a good memory card, you don't even have to worry about buying games on the cards. So, again, just to recap, I am not unsatisfied with this purchase. I think this is exactly what I wanted to do. And don't even get me started on the PS4 link, right? Being able to play my PS4 at the hotel here, of course, is not the best experience, but it you know, scratches that itch, if I can put it that way. So overall, if you've never owned a PS Vita, if you've owned a PSP and have never owned a PS Vita, I suggest if you got some money laying around, if you're looking for something else to do, the PS Vita is a good buy. If you already have a DS and you're invested in the DS, maybe the Vita won't be for you, because I never bought this because I had a DS. And I literally just bought this because I wanted video games to play on the go, but I don't have my DS with me. So, Vita it was. Yeah, so with that being said, I mean, again, just very satisfied with the system. If you want to see, you know, gameplay of Uncharted, or when I start up Persona 4, I mean, obviously it's an older game, but, you know, never have too much of a good thing, right? Go ahead and let me know. And, yeah, so I would get the PS Vita. I mean, I did, obviously, but if you're looking for a solid handheld and you're torn, or if you just want another one to your collection or something, I'd get the Vita. It's a really good buy. With that being said, go ahead and, you know, like the video, subscribe. Probably have more stuff coming along the way. And, yeah, thanks for tuning in. Bye, guys.